I just think so often we get so worked up and wound up about I'm right or I have this point to make and ooh, I'm gonna make this point. But you gotta stop and think, why is it so important for you to make that point? Are you trying to just shut your partner down? Why is that so important to you? Oh my goodness, if your priority is shutting your partner down, red flag right there. Hi, hello everybody. So glad to have you back here in my space. I know from your perspective I was just here last week, but it's actually been a little bit since I've recorded a video. I've been learning a lot of stuff about the channel, about my audience that I'm building now, and so I'm here to bring you some new content, so here we go. Today, I'd love to talk to you about how to care for your current relationship or relationships. I'm not judging, whatever. I feel like so often we focus on getting into a relationship in society. It's if you're single, it's I gotta be with somebody, or what if you're in a relationship, it's I gotta get married. But we don't think about how to actually care for and value that relationship while we're in it. The day-to-day, the nitty-gritty, the week-to-week stuff. Because relationships are hard work, or they can be hard work. They don't always have to be, but they definitely don't have to be challenging. A relationship should just be fun. It should uplift you. It should make you feel good. It should be a partnership. So I'm here to talk to you about some ways to really care for your loved ones. So let's talk about it. The first bit of advice I'd give you for truly caring about your relationships is to check in regularly. Now, you may not know what checking in is, or you might be an expert on it, but basically checking in is just seeing how the other person's doing. Hey, how did you feel about that conversation we had? Or, hey, is there anything on your mind? Or is there anything you think we need to talk about? Are you feeling good? Did you sleep okay? That kind of stuff. I know it sounds a little silly, and it's like, oh, well, duh, you should be doing that. I promise you, not everybody is doing that. Not everybody is checking in with their partners, and it's really kind of sad, and we wonder why so many people are unhappy in relationships. It's because no one knows how the other is doing, because we just assume, well, they said they love me, I love them, so that's it. Well, no, that's not just it. There is a relationship that you need to care for daily, hourly, So checking in is probably one of the best ways to head off any confrontation, any uneasiness, arguments, all that kind of stuff can really be nipped in the bud if you just check in regularly. That can look different from, partner to partner, relationship to relationship. My spouse and I, we basically are always talking. We're always kind of just talking about our emotions all the time. So, but we still have to check in like, hey, just making sure you're feeling all right. Just making sure there's nothing on your mind. We do that all the time. Some people schedule out weekly check-in time. I like to be a little more informal just because it's got to be kind of go with the flow, but it's really whatever works for you and your dynamic. So check in and do it frequently. Okay, so this next one's very important for a lot of people, I think. Be careful who you vent to. Now, I'm going to say personally, because my spouse and I, we converse so frequently, and we love one another, we trust one another, I don't really have any need to be venting to anybody about them. Like, it just doesn't happen. But I've been in relationships where it's like, you just gotta vent. And I know people that have to vent. I'm there for people who vent about their partners all the time. I got some friends that are venting daily, like, oh, you ain't gonna believe what this mother did today. And it's like, whoa, man, like, have you talked to them about this? Be careful who you vent to. It's for multiple reasons. The main reason, though, is because depending on who you're venting to, they may not have your best interest at heart. Can you trust the person you're sharing these intimate details with? Are these intimate details? Are these things that you shouldn't be sharing? Like, what is this person going to do with that information? Are they just always encouraging you to break up? Like, is that the first and only thing they say to you? The quality of the advice you get matters, because that person, unless they're in your relationship, they're not in your relationship. They don't know the day-to-day details. You know this partner, though. You should know them intimately. So, like, why would you vent to somebody other than your partner? You know what I mean? Because it's not them. So what does this person have to do with it? So be careful who you vent to, because I promise venting very quickly can turn into just like, ugh. And that brings me to my next section. There is a difference between venting and just ragging on your partner, just dragging them. Dragging your partner is not helpful. Venting to kind of get things off your chest can be helpful, it can be healthy, but this one right here is not. If you're just talking mad shit about your partner all the time, you gotta really evaluate yourself and that relationship. Are you happy? Are y'all happy? Are y'all doing the thing that you said you wanted to do, which was love one another? Because if you feel the need to constantly just drag them, I'd say maybe some things have changed over the course of time. Be very careful. That Because, I mean, that's just a bad look, you know what I mean? Also, I'm gonna go back to the be careful who you vent to, because here's the thing. I don't share a lot of intimate details with people, mostly because, honestly, what are they gonna do with that energy? You know what I mean? Are they going to now put into the universe that they want something bad to happen because now they have the actual information to justify their thought? It's the same thing, man. Like, you just want to be very careful. Vent if you need to vent, but do not let that turn into the toxic, just gossip sessions about your partner. You love this person, right? My partner is my best friend, and I don't shit talk my best friends. Like, that's not a friend. That's an enemy. If you're just talking crap about them all the time, that's an enemy. So that's kind of that. Okay, this next one is kind of obvious, but maybe not. Talk about the issues. And I don't mean like the issues like on the news and stuff or current events. I mean, maybe, yeah. But be careful with that too, because that can get old. But talk about the issues you and your partners might be having. You know what I mean? Did you argue recently? Was there a resolution to that argument? Or did you just kind of argue, stop talking, and then move on? Don't just move on. Talk about the fact that y'all had a weird argument. You have a weird day. Is there tension in the house? Talk about it. Hey, baby, seems a little weird. Seems like we might just be kind of fighting at each other. We might be talking at each other. We might just be like, are you cool? Am I cool? Like, evaluate it and just talk about it. If you're scared to talk to your partner, I really feel like that's a sign for you too. If you're scared to have open, honest dialogue, how well do you truly know each other? How much do you actually love this person? You should be able to talk with them about anything. I've talked about this before, but that open line of communication, that dialogue is so important, and that will make or break your relationship. I promise. Talk about the issues. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to be mad. Don't be afraid of the resolution. You might be wrong. You might have been in the wrong about whatever the situation was. Don't let pride ruin a good relationship, if it's a good relationship. If it's a bad relationship, maybe let pride ruin it. I don't know. But like, if you love this person, if they mean something to you, put your ego to the side. Who cares? Talk about it. And that brings me to my next point. It doesn't matter what you think. Okay, yes it does. It always matters what you think. But what I mean by that is, if you think you haven't done something, if they feel you have, then that's what matters. If they feel like you're not listening to them, it really doesn't matter if you think you have been. All you can do is say, hey, how can I make you not feel that way anymore? How can I listen to you better? How can I be more present for you? Because ego will ruin everything. If you are so caught up in the fact of, well, I have been listening. Well, they just told you haven't been. Well, if they're wrong, if you feel like they're wrong, talk about it. Why do you feel like I haven't been listening? Let's talk about it. Is there something I could do to be listening? If you have examples of how you've been listening, maybe, hey, well, sweetie, I was trying to do this thing and that's how I thought I was listening to you. So what do you think about that? It should be a dialogue. It shouldn't be a battle. It should not. Jordan Sparks had it wrong. Love should not be a battlefield, okay? It shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. If you're talking, if the dialogue, if the conversation is now open, listen without interrupting. But both of you have to do, or however many there are, and I don't know. If it's two of y'all, both of you listen. You can ask for clarity. Hey, I just wanted to make sure you were done speaking before I gave you my input. Clarify, then speak. Reply to the things they've said. They probably said some very specific things. It's not weird to take notes. You know, if I got a bad memory, you might say 20 things to me. I might remember 2 of them. So write it down if you have to. And then say, okay, sweetie, well, here's what okay, let's talk about this thing. Let's not be accusatory. Let's just talk. I just think so often we get so worked up and wound up about I'm right or I have this point to make and I'm going to make this point. But you got to stop and think, why is it so important for you to make that point? Are you trying to just shut your partner down? Why is that so important to you? Oh my goodness. If your priority is shutting your partner down, red flag right there. And if your partner's priority is shutting you down, well, there you go. That's a red flag. Listen to one another without the expectation of interrupting. The only expectation you should have is just to hear them. Even if you think they're completely wrong, hear them. They will probably present you they'll probably present you with a scenario or a thought that you haven't considered. I bet that. I guarantee they're going to present you with something you hadn't thought of. Because again, we like to think we're right. We want to be right. So pause, give them the chance to talk, listen. When they're done talking, then you can maybe express an opinion. This next one is like a practical tip just in general. This could be during a moment of tension or an argument, or this could just be in general. just living your life. You all need space. I promise you need space. You need time away. You need time for yourself to do whatever, to just be in your thoughts, to think it out. Maybe they're in a weird mood and they don't know why yet. But I bet you they can't really figure it out if you're all up under them just 24/7. I bet they need a little bit of chance to think, a little space, a little breather. And then maybe they could think, oh, you know something? I was in a weird mood because I didn't sleep well. It was on me. Had nothing to do with you. But I might not have known that if you're just constantly right up. You know what I'm saying? Like, give each other some space. Give one another some time, respect, check in. But like, everyone needs a little space. I don't know, our house is not that big, so it's not like I could go upstairs or down into the basement or nothing like that. But like, I could go for a walk. I could go for a drive. I can go in the other room. Do that for one another. Allow that space. Let them know that's cool. Because a lot of people are scared to have that alone time. Because a lot of people think that if I need alone time, maybe that's a condemnation of you. Well, no, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. Alone time is just that. It's you time. It's just time for you. Everyone deserves it. Everyone needs it. And a lot of times, just having that space will clear up any tension, any type of uncertainty. Like a lot of times people are just projecting because whatever, you had a bad day, you got a upset stomach, whatever. It has nothing to do with anybody else. But if you don't have the time and space to kind of clear your thoughts and clear your head, you might not actually reach that conclusion, and it might turn into something that it's not. Okay, now finally, this could go at the beginning or at the end, but trust is necessary. You must trust your partner. You have to ask yourself, are they worthy of trust? Like, actually worthy of trust? If they are, if you know you can trust your partner, you love them and you trust them, then you have to know they're not out to get you. They're not trying to make you upset. They're not sitting back plotting, ooh, I'm gonna piss them off today. No, if they're actually a decent person and you can trust them, I promise they're not doing that. If they are doing that, then you can't trust them. They're not a good person. Why are you with them? I hope you know the difference, though. I hope you know the difference. Because if you truly love this person and you know their heart and you know that you can trust them, just know they're on your side. It's a partnership. It's a team. They're not trying to ruffle your feathers. And I really hope that you are not projecting your own insecurities onto them and putting those types of qualities onto them when maybe it's you that's doing that. Who knows? So a little bit of self-reflection is good. Trust your partner, trust yourself that your love is real, if it is real. But like, that even brings you up to the next point. Is this a relationship you should be in? You are the only person that can answer that honestly. But once you know you should be in it, once you know you love them and they love you, they don't have any reason to lie to you, they aren't lying to you, believe them. Believe them. Give them the chance to show up for you. Don't push them away with your own insecurities. Trust them, listen, and know that they're not out to get you. Well, that has been a quick video. I just wanted to kind of get back in here and just kind of tell you what was on my mind. I hope this helped you. Are you dealing with any relationship issues? Please feel free to comment below. Let me know how you're doing, how I can help, if you want some advice or a suggestion, whatever. If you're looking for more like relationship advice, like maybe this video was really cool and you just want more of that, I highly recommend you check out my video about the great qualities of a relationship, what makes a relationship good. Check that video out. You'll really love it and you'll benefit from it. Don't forget that I post new content every Monday and Thursday. If you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comment below, say, I subscribed. I'd love to hear from you. You are beautiful. You are worthy. We attract love, light, peace, safety, and security. That's it for now. I will post more later. Talk to you soon.